Most new mortgage brokers assume work-life balance comes with experience. Get qualified, build confidence, and then things are going to calm down. But that is very rarely, honestly, how it works. Work-life balance in mortgage brokering isn't something that just appears over time. It is something that is designed, or it never actually really shows up at all if you don't do that. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down a few things. We're going to be looking at what work-life balance actually looks like for mortgage brokers, why some brokers feel constantly stretched while others don't, and what really determines whether the job feels manageable or draining. So then what does work-life balance look like as a mortgage broker? Well, it varies far more than people expect. Some brokers finish most days by 5 p.m. and rarely work weekends ever, but others feel permanently on call, responding to messages late at night and catching up on admin on Sundays. The role itself doesn't dictate the difference, the way it runs does, okay? So mortgage brokering is flexible by nature, appointments can be scheduled, admin can be batched, much of the work can be done remotely, but flexibility without structure doesn't create balance. It creates a sprawl of just mess. So then why do so many brokers struggle with balance? Well, because the job rewards responsiveness. Clients are stressed, transactions are time sensitive, and other parties move slowly, which then creates pressure on the brokers to try and compensate for that slow movement. Without clear boundaries, that pressure lands on you. Okay, I've seen brokers struggle because they say yes to every single inquiry. Their diary has no fixed start or finish. They deal with admin reactively instead of in blocks, and client expectations are never set clearly. The work itself is not overwhelming. The way it's allowed to expand, that's the thing that gets incredibly overwhelming. So then does employed or self-employed affect work-life balance? Well, less than people think. Some employed roles come with fixed hours and shared responsibility, which can help early on, yes, but others brings targets, office attendance, less control over diaries. It's pretty stressful. Whereas self-employed brokers, they usually have more autonomy, but they also carry full responsibility for the outcomes, the availability, the follow-up. So for more freedom doesn't automatically mean more balance. It just means the consequences of poor structure are going to show up a lot faster. So then when does mortgage brokering start to feel balanced? Usually once a broker stops operating reactively. That shift comes when the diary is structured in advance, admin is processed in a defined window, clients are pre-qualified properly, response times are communicated clearly, and at that point, the job stops bleeding into your personal time. Not because there's less work, but because the work has edges. So then why do some brokers seem to have it under control? Well, they're not working less, they are deciding more deliberately. Brokers with good balance, they tend to protect their diary more. They tend to say no more often. They tolerate short-term discomfort to avoid long-term stress. And they also accept that not every case is worth taking on. That's a big one to do, you see. That looks strict from the outside, but in practice, it's what keeps the job sustainable. So then what's the right way to think about work-life balance? Work-life balance isn't the peak of mortgage brokering, okay? It's a byproduct of structure. The brokers who enjoy the role long-term don't wait for balance to arrive. They build systems that force it to exist. And when they do, the job becomes flexible in all the right ways. But when they don't, flexibility quietly turns into constant availability, and that is the very real difference. And a big part of work-life balance that a lot of people want to know about is being able to work remotely. And so I break that down as whether or not mortgage brokers can and can't, the pros and cons in this video on screen. Give it a click.